All right, let's talk about one of the trickiest balancing acts in the entire business world. It's what I like to call the luxury paradox. How can a brand whose entire identity is built on being rare and exclusive actually grow without completely destroying the magic that makes it so special in the first place? We're going to dive right into that today. I mean, really think about that question. How do you sell more of something that's supposed to be rare? It's a total contradiction, right? This is the fundamental problem that keeps luxury brand execs up at night. And we're going to explore it through the story of a fascinating startup called Jeweler Collective. So, to really get what's going on, we first have to step into a very special world, the world of heritage jewelers. And look, we're not talking about the big name brands you see in every high-end mall. We're talking about these small, often family-run workshops where incredible artistry is literally passed down from one generation to the next. Yeah, it's all about this rare magic. The value in one of their pieces, it's not just the weight of the gold or the carats of the diamonds. It's the story, the decades of tradition, the incredible human touch. And that magic is both their greatest superpower and kind of their biggest problem. Here's the crazy part. Despite having world-class, unbelievable skill, a lot of these artisans are practically invisible on the global stage. They might be absolute legends in their own city, but they just don't have the marketing muscle or the branding know-how to reach a bigger audience. And that is a huge gap in the market just waiting to be filled. And this is exactly where our protagonist, Jeweler Collective, enters the story. It was started by some industry insiders who saw this exact problem and thought, hey, we can build a bridge. So think of them as that bridge. They go out and find these hidden gems, these incredible jewelers, and give them the platform they need to shine on a global scale. We're talking top-tier branding, incredible creative direction, access to exclusive events, all the stuff an artisan workshop probably doesn't have the time or the resources to do themselves. Now, this did not happen overnight. At first, it was a real struggle. Imagine trying to convince these very traditional family-run businesses to trust some new, flashy startup. But they stuck with it. They landed their first two partners, which proved the whole concept could actually work. Then they started collaborating with some heavy hitters from the Vogue world, and that gave them the credibility and momentum they really needed. And that brings us right to where we are today. They did it. They proved the model works. And that success, well, it brought them right to this huge, high-stakes crossroads. The thing that made them successful is now forcing them to make a really tough choice about the future. And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. On one side, you have everything that makes a brand feel luxurious. Exclusivity, scarcity, that super personal, high-touch service. And on the other side, you have the rules of growth. Accessibility, volume, and efficiency. They are fundamentally pulling in opposite directions. This isn't some weird one-off problem just for jewelers. It's a classic business challenge that pops up everywhere. Think about a tech company trying to balance risky innovation with being reliable, or a small, authentic restaurant that gets super popular and has to fight to keep its soul. This tension is everywhere. So, what now? They've got the momentum, they've proven their idea works, but they can't stay in this middle ground forever. What are their actual paths forward? Well, the leadership team has basically boiled it down to three distinct paths they could take. Each one has a serious upside, but man, each one also comes with some major risks that could totally undermine everything they've built so far. Okay, here are the three options on the table. First up, exclusive partnerships. Think of this as the velvet rope strategy. They could double down on being ultra exclusive and only work with a tiny handful of the absolute best jewelers. This would make their brand prestige go through the roof, but it means growth would be really slow. Option two is tiered access. This is the middle ground approach. They could create different levels of service for different partners. It's a way to get more revenue, but it could get complicated and might dilute the brand. And finally, boutique expansion. This is the go big or go home strategy. Sign on tons of jewelers fast. You get rapid growth, maybe even market dominance, but you run a huge risk of losing that luxury feel completely. You see, each of these paths leads to a fundamentally different company. This isn't just a simple business choice. We're talking about a decision that goes to the very core of their identity. Because this is about who they want to be. Are they an ultra-exclusive private club for the world's greatest artisans, or are they a bigger platform that helps a wider range of talent? The answer to that question is going to shape everything they do from here on out. That's the weight of this moment. It really all comes down to this one decision. A single choice, a single path that will set the course for their entire future. So I'll turn it over to you. If you were in that boardroom, what would you do? Would you protect that magic of exclusivity, even if it means slower growth? Or would you chase the scale that could totally transform the market? Growth or prestige? It's a tough call.